Good morning, YouTube. This is Richard, founder of ShortTermRentalSecrets.com and Airbnb Superhost. Just yesterday, I was sitting on my couch with CNBC, the top global business news network, on in the background, as it always is, and was super interested when they announced their top 2017 50 Disruptor List. And guess what was number one?
Thanks so much, John. I'm here at Airbnb's headquarters. Airbnb is number one on the list, one of the few companies that's been on the list 5 years in a row.
So for those of you who are not familiar with the list, what they say in their own words is CNBC identifies startups ahead of big consumer and business shifts, and they're already worth billions. And now that's really interesting. CNBC is identifying them ahead of big consumer shifts. That's amazing opportunity for all of us, but I want to give you a little bit of a backstory so you understand why this is important to me personally. Some of you may know, many of you probably don't, but I spent my first career on Wall Street. You see, I ran a $4 billion hedge fund, and I made large investments in hedge funds and investment strategies, and CNBC was a part of our daily life. It was always on in the background, and even today, it's always on in every room. So as I navigate my homes, CNBC is just playing in the background. But the top 50 list is something that's really cool and exciting, and I want to delve into that right now. What I want to spend time on in this video is talking about disruption and what that means from an investment perspective, because I've seen this many times. So my first thoughts are disruptive companies often are those with a lot of conflict. They're not widely embraced. There's people on the other side. In Airbnb's case, the hotel industry and the hotel lobbyists are really against Airbnb.
The hotel industry has been working very hard to put up regulatory roadblocks in cities and states, and they've had some success. How problematic is the hotel industry's lobbying power?
Our growth continues. I think these at most are speed bumps. I think it's not a winning strategy to try to limit consumer choice.
And it makes a lot of sense. They're taking potentially, or they allege, people out of hotels and putting them into Airbnb homes. The other people that aren't for it are people that advocate public housing and affordable housing, and I think they have a really good claim into that. I mean, obviously, this is disruptive and it's changing business models and also impacting housing. I would go on the record as saying I think housing over time is changing. There's more of a nomadic lifestyle as people become more freelancers and side gigs and doing things in and around their own home, and they're no longer tied to agrarian, right? We were an economy that once was all about agriculture. You had to live near the farm, and then we became a service-based country where you had to live near, say, the bank that you worked at or the law firm that you worked at. That's no longer the case. People now work with their laptop and their iPhone, and they travel all over the world, and so short-term stays, while they might be more expensive, might be the way of the future. Not for everybody. Obviously, if you have a family and kids and so on, you may not be able to roam and be nomadic, but that doesn't mean that there's not a very good place for that flexibility that short-term rentals afford. So the point of all this is, I ultimately believe that what serves the greatest good wins. And if you take a look at the fact that 115 million guests have stayed in Airbnbs in less than 10 years, and there's an entire ecosystem, hosts, companies that service from cleaning to online booking agents and calendar management and so on, and guests want this, I think ultimately that voice prevails.
This is the 21st century. I think consumers have spoken. 160 million people have used Airbnb and found it to be a positive experience. And so I think hotels should recognize what are the lessons that can be learned from our success.
Now, there will be a lot of friction and butting heads, right? Like the lobbyists and the people that want affordable housing, and individual towns and communities and cities will continue to fight. But let's just fast forward, 10 years from now. My guess is Airbnb is here to stay. I also think the people that are doing this best and making a business out of it and really care about hospitality and hosting properly and creating their own brand and super hosts and lots of 5-star reviews are going to own the space. It's going to be harder and harder for late entrants to get into the space. They may do okay, but if you really want to embrace this, the time is now. And I personally am super pumped and excited and doubling down. And I love the fact that they're getting all this visibility. This will increase the rate of adoption, increase the amount of people that are interested in staying in Airbnbs. And I just think net, it's incredibly exciting. And I wanted to share my perspective on this and get you pumped up for what you're already doing, because you know it's working, and let's just keep doing it. Oh, and one more thing while I have your ear. I just need to say thank you. It's been so rewarding watching our subscribers grow and the comments and the feedback and the questions that we're asking. I really feel like we're building a great community here, and it's been just incredible. So I really, really thank you. I want to continue to urge you to leave your questions and comments and feedback. Go ahead and like the video, share the video, but most importantly, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, because we've got lots more content coming out. We're distributing now 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I really appreciate it. I want to put more money in your pocket. That's the goal, and I really want to wish you happy hosting. So have a great day. Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon.